I don't like them having a go at autism. So anyway, guys, dispersed people are happily standing just to keep things going in peaceful numbers, just to make sure that the police are happy and all good. Obviously, they've got a job to do, but we have a job to do too. There are people in their homes that are not part of the support bubble. They don't even know about a support bubble. People are taking their lives. People are in fear. And it doesn't matter, lockdown or anything like that, it is not about being in fear. It's been good, police have been good, apart from one of them's got a bit of an attitude and doesn't need to speak to the people the way that he does. There's absolutely no reason for it. And if a police officer can't even control their temperament while speaking to you, I have concerns on whether he can control his temperament on an arrest. Very aggressive, very rude, and it just didn't need to be that way. Yeah, it's very strange for me. I'm just deliberately just sort of intermingling and circling around the police because obviously, you know, I have my complex trauma and he's been a bit of a twat in the way that he's speaking. But again, it's peaceful. We're not criminals. We are human beings. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And it is about those interpersonal relationships. So it's come down to the Guildhall. I'm heading on to the go home and alleviate my babysitter. I just didn't feel comfortable or being able to free to have the boys here today, especially with some of the officers with pens and papers. And obviously we know how it works with these people in social services. And they only have to have one beef with me. And obviously they do take notes, they take their things. And obviously when they ask for your names. And that's why I have an issue with the system. And it will always be that issue. So I'm on my rollerblades. Come and say hello to Alan quickly, because Alan's there. There's Alan. Hello. Hello.
Hey, I've got fucking weed on me and I can't...
Oh, no! I'm staying away from Alan today. He looks a bit mashed. Lucky I haven't got my kids. And so yeah, it's about, I mean, I'm actually really looking forward to all the lockdown. I love the lockdown. But we have to think beyond ourselves, don't we? And how even if things don't affect us in ways that it necessarily affects the people have been building, you know, sort of longevity. You're right, Don. Longevity with the businesses. People have taken the time to build up companies. And yes, people are getting the support and help from government to a certain level. But that doesn't help build client bases. It doesn't build relationships. Yes, people can move things online, but that is the big push. So it's just about making sure that people do know and do understand, and we can come together and properly gather all of the information properly. But it's, you know, come on, vaccinations take 20 years to really work. So if unless that was planned and it has already been made for that long, I'm not being an experiment for people. I don't want to be vaccinated or injected in any way, shape or form. So I'm just going to stay with my friend. He's not like that, actually. That's a stereotype and a personal opinion that can cause actually defamation of character. Is the light broken or is the light smashed? Sorry? Is the light broken or is the light smashed?
It's a very interesting.
It paints a very different. It paints a very different picture. Durkheim. Yes, I did criminology.
Brilliant.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
we
Anyway.
understand what I'm saying to you. So
yeah, but loose lips and words. Yeah. At the end of the day, this is. This is half of the challenge. People make stereotypes and opinions and things.
right. So if you could pass, because I'm sure you'll be able to do this. So
So I'm just going to stay here just to make sure all was good.
And we're really, we won't, we can't, support or breaching those code limits. But if you've ever protested in this area before,
There was always been a regardless.
absolutely. And what issues you've had with those other parts?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Portsmouth. And you know what?
And that's just
Originally, this is it. This is why we choose Portsmouth, because we've had a great relationship with you guys, and we didn't expect.
No, because it's our
you're
hometown,
going to be like, well, I say,
and we're being for our own
you're
community.
a resident.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be out here. So also you need to be aware of those issues around the Public Order Act.
Yeah.
You need to be aware of those issues around
Everybody is
the
taking their hometowns now. I'm the director of Step Up Britain. Take off the mask. Everybody is going to stand on their home turf. Be it Liverpool, Manchester.
Yeah, I'm aware.
We are. We have
My
to.
lot are about to
This
go
is different,
home, so
yeah.
I'm going to
Right,
shoot. But
okay.
I really appreciate
Right,
the
so
time.
appreciate that. Won't shake your hand.
Can we?
Would
Yeah,
you again
no
tell me
worries.
you understand
You
why?
just told me why. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So bear
Thank
those
you.
things in mind.
And please pass on our thanks for
No, that's fine.
being peaceful. That's all we ask.
We have
It's
no-
an opportunity.
we have
But
no
there
need
is
to-
one though, doesn't need to be speaking to the people the way he was. It was an
Right,
older
I'm gonna
person who
shoot,
did as
Kelly,
well.
alright, so my love,
Yeah,
take care.
take it easy. I'll speak to you online.
Right, okay.
I'm going to shoot because I need to get back to
Cheers.
childcare.
Right. Loving the skates.
I tell you what. Well, actually, it's going to come to speak to you if you wanted to, because we need to sort of have a better Britain. Who's overseeing the police station at the moment?
Which one?
The main things. I actually deal more with children being removed, and I want to build a bit of a relationship. I've just set up legal family matters legal services. So I wanted to sort of network with a couple of people rather than me coming out protesting. I actually want to come and talk to the police about how parents feel when we have got the police around us, when it's the courts and things going on.
If I ask for your details, Kelly, so I can pass them
Yeah,
on.
Kelly Cottam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
Kelly
problem.
Cottam, not a problem.
Let me just grab that from you.
I want to have a couple of meetings just to explain the trauma that people are going through and why we're getting this clash between you guys. And I'm assuming you want to spend more time being able to catch paedophiles and people who are causing problems with children rather than dealing with physical disabilities, mental health. I just think there's this gap missing.
How can they get hold of you, Kelly? What's the phone number or
No,
email?
my email, Kelly, Kellie, so it's
Okay, so IE, yeah?
yeah, Indigo
Yeah.
Echo, and then it's. Am I giving you my email, aren't I?
Yeah.
So Kelly
Go
at
ahead. Yeah, Kelly at-
Cottam. So Kelly and
Sorry,
then Cottam.
Kelly Cotton at, yeah.
Cottam Alpha Mike AM
Okay, yeah.
.co.uk.
There must be something else in there. Kelly dot
No, it's Kelly.
Yeah.
KELLIE
Yeah.
and
at.
and then Kelly Cottam
Oh, okay, so,
.co.uk.
so say Kelly twice then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's a professional email, not
Okay.
just a Gmail.
Okay.
Um, Yeah, but if you can just say,
And what is it? So it's child
I'm looking
services
to
and stuff
find,
like that?
I'm looking to find people who want to sort of come together with a bit of a think tank and talk about the way that children are being unlawfully and unnecessarily detained, and the way social workers are presenting false information to police.
Yeah.
Because then you then remove children, throw them into a 26-week court process.
Yeah.
They're going for false information. It's like when you just said a minute ago, "Oh, showing off to the team." If you had written that into a statement, that defamates someone. That paints a different picture of their character. So I want to try and build some form of network so we can go, look, we could actually send frontline people out into families before, because the problem is when child protection come out, I know you've got to go, out of hours, it brings the police. So then parents are like, what?
I get that,
But they're not
totally.
understanding. They're there to make sure that the social workers are okay going in the house.
Well, I've got that details, and
So-
also you're saying you're the director of stand-up.
Step
as well.
Up Britain, Step Up Portsmouth. I do the lot. Forced adoption exposed, help with adoption
what
drive.
what I was just saying here to your colleague
Yeah.
is obviously
No, we're not colleagues, but we are
Your
community.
friends?
We're community.
your community. All right.
We're all part of the same bubble.
Right, fine. Of course you are. Should we go and stand under there?
Not if you're going to
You're right.
arrest me.
Now, why do I arrest you?
I have complex trauma.
Why
hence
would I
the-
want to arrest you?
I don't know. Why did you
Right,
take my children
right,
unlawfully and
Kelly,
unnecessary?
I didn't. Right,
I know
anyway,
you didn't,
right.
but yeah.
What I was going to say to you is obviously...
Do you want to come in outside the
quite happy,
rain?
yeah,
It will help me
come
with
up
my
in the rain.
trauma to
Come
talk
on
to you,
then.
actually.
Come on.
Yeah. It will help me with my trauma. You're not good at Chris. Seriously, I've got
no.
complex trauma when it comes to you guys.
Right, Kelly. So what I was going to say to you was, as I explained to your
Do you need to keep
other
the-
bubble, is obviously there's been lots of breaches of drug code regulations, which I understand because that's what you're protesting about, and I'm not going.
Well, I'm not protesting. I don't believe in protests. That's
Well,
very
okay,
weak.
you
But
read
that's
the
what.
you read
Yeah,
the
no,
march
yeah.
which they protested about.
Come down to video.
Okay,
So.
that's fine. So there's been lots of breaches of those, which you need to be aware of. Obviously, we're in the pandemic.
As you saw at the beginning, I asked everyone, my children.
you at the beginning, so
I
that's
removed
fine.
my children because I asked it. Were you here at the beginning? I'd asked everybody to go into, I called it the Devil's Six, and everybody to stick together and keep the social isolation. But because they refused to do it, I had to send my kids away. So I removed my children from the situation.
The other thing is, obviously, there's been a breach of the Public Order Act, because obviously you've started a march and you've marched around. And if you look under Section 11, which I'm sure you'll be aware of, because you
new to this is not so, my. I was just an angry mum who came into a lot of all this stuff, and but for the director of STEM, no, this is separate. So I've come down to meet them all.
So if there was to be a repeat of that, what you need to do is give us a week's notice in writing.
Okay.
That's in legislation.
Well, I'm actually preparing for the 13th of December, and I'm building more for the Step Up Britain side. I've come. I came here in 2015 from David Cameron. I was the one that was arrested with David Cameron on his election night. So I was in the papers in but I was in the papers in 2010 with a personal development program, and I was pitching to Donald Trump, Richard Branson, and Sugar for money for put the great back in Britain, and then the state kidnapped 2 of my kids. So I've had draconian gagging orders on me since, and I have been part of what goes on in London, but that's not what I want to bring to Portsmouth. What I want to bring to Portsmouth is an intervention on Portsmouth, so we can actually have this middle that doesn't exist between you guys, so we can have community. Then you can get on with the criminal, and we can get on with the social problems.
Well, obviously today, we're here because there's been a protest, peaceful protest.
Yep.
But also, it's been a large breach of the regulations which are in force at the moment, and you understand that totally. So
well, if you can just let me know, because I don't really properly know yet. So I actually I rang Steve the other day, who's one of the guys from when the Donald Trump was on, because I was going to ask him what is the rules and around, but he never got back to me.
You won't get hold of him now.
Is he gone?
He's moved on elsewhere now. So,
good cop or bad cop?
Oh, he's though.
Oh, he's a good cop. Okay, no, he is.
Good, but I do know you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, yeah.
I do.
But he didn't get back to me, so I
fine.
didn't get told
So
what the rules were.
You
Yeah.
should not be having groups of more than 2 people unless it's your household. Now,
Yeah.
clearly, the group of 40, 50 people are not all living in your house. I'm fairly sure of that.
I'm sure council tax will let you know that's not their
claim.
case.
You want to play that? I'm sure they're not. So that's not your bubble.
Well, hang on a minute. We're all part of the Queen's family. She owns all of our properties.
You can try that one, but that's probably for the court, not for here.
Right,
so
okay.
what you can't do is obviously assemble like that for a protest. You can't do that at the moment.
Well, thank you for not making any arrests and doing any of that, because you could have done.
And what I'm trying to do is perhaps a bit of education for the future.
Brilliant.
All right?
Yeah, it's about finding that line, isn't it, between personal responsibility, accountability, but still actually having that freedom to say, because look, you've got people who are committing suicides. Why are social workers not knocking on people's doors and saying, look, if you've got everything, why can't we as communities go shopping for our local old lady? Because we can only get 2 things of milk, so we can't do this.
I will give you this thing. You're the first protester on roller skates I've seen in a long time.
Does it change the rules and laws with you slightly with me moving?
Unfortunately not. Right.
It's nice to meet you. So what's your name?
My name is Spencer.
Spencer, are you local Portsmouth? Oh, so you're all outsiders.
Yeah.
Is there anyone local
There will be
Portsmouth?
some local officers around as well.
Well, I just want to build a relationship with
I've
them,
got your
really.
details
So
now, so I'll pass them on and then we'll get hold of it.
you got my details anyway. It's on my back. It's on my website. So take care. See you later. Hello there, guys. Just going through a double check. It does make me nervous with these guys. Hang on, if I got my speakerphone, yeah, it has. It does make me nervous. It does make me nervous. Apparently, I'm the first person ever for them to see on roller skates. So, guys, you know what to do, don't you? Keep moving on the skates, guys. Keep moving on the skates. Apparently, it doesn't actually change any laws or rules or anything like that.